came out, met her at the train station in Hua Hin, and took the video of her just walking down. The best video of my life was meeting her for that first time. And then we stayed in Kota Kiev, and we just hit it off. It was just like magic. The location here is right at the cusp to where the Pak Nam Pran beach ends, kind of, and it's mainly breakwater, if you know the way it's situated. But then it moves down, and then the nice regular beach going down towards Khao Kalak. And it's just like, that is a cool beach road area, and just the little restaurants and this, and the community is just very, very cool. Very eclectic. Very eclectic. And so we go out running every day at the beach, because I'm a runner, lifelong runner. And I got my new dog, my new Tilak. And so reestablishing our life here, but now closer to the beach.
Okay.
Even though I go into Hua Hin quite a bit, you know, for supplies and this and that, especially trying to get the house situated.
How far from Hua Hin are you?
It's about, on my Honda, it's about a 20-minute ride. 20. So it's not so bad. I haven't clicked it out on actual kilometers, but that's about it. And that's going at a moderate pace. I'm not beating anything up or anything.
And what are you paying for this house here?
I get it for $12,000 a month.
Okay.
And internet and everything. I do pay electricity and water. The internet shared between these three houses. I think he owns this whole area right in here. But really a nice guy. He's a farmer. And just very cool. And just the nicest people. Just the nicest people. And yeah, and this worked out really good. It's very affordable. Like I say, it's just me. But again, I had other personal type things, and maybe that'll come back. Maybe it won't. I don't know. Okay. I'm keeping my fingers crossed.
So you're living alone here at the moment?
Yes.
Yeah, but maybe not in the future.
Well, we'll see how it works out. I was just talking to my supposed ex-wife, but I say supposed because I didn't divorce her. She divorced me, so I still think we're married. But that's another whole story.
Okay.
But so we'll see how that works out. We'll see how that works out. But yeah, right for now, it's just myself and trying to build a new home style here. When I came back last May to meet with June, I hadn't been back for like 6 or 7 years, and just how everything has changed here.
Oh, yes.
All the highway systems that they put in were never here before. Yeah. The roundabout way to get to Pak Nam Pran or the Khao Tao was totally different in the whole area. And now it's because eventually, I think it's a southern push. It's where it's going to slowly develop, kind of like they do with Pattaya and stuff like that, where it got all expanded. And I see that happening. I don't know to what master plan it is.
Yeah, already you can see development. Coming south. Yeah,
they're planning developments and stuff like that, and villages and whatnot.
There's more villas, isn't there, coming out this way? I know just being built, is it? Driving from Hua Hin.
But still keeping that small type of a feel, whereas Pattaya seems to be like what we would call urban just spread. Yeah, you know, where they just did, like in California, where they just did it, dug up all the orange groves, replanted new suburban developments. And that I hope it'll be a little bit better planned than that, but who knows? It's Thailand. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. I feel positive though.
How's Thailand changed over the years? Because you've been living here so long, you know, on and off. It must have changed a lot.
One thing, you bring up climate change. When I moved here in 2003, the climate was a lot different, Bangkok and whatever, than it is now. And I see that as the biggest change. Okay. Even when my years here in Hua Hin, when I first got here in 2010, you could just plan your watch and everything. When you see the clouds come over, the rain would start in the afternoon. It would rain for an hour, then it would stop. I mean, almost like clockwork. I get out of school at 3 or 3:30, boom, you see it coming. Oh, got to get home because it's going to start. And I see that's how all kind of changed a little bit. We're getting more flooding. We're getting other things. So I see climate change is taking effect on Thailand, at least from my perspective. I could be completely wrong.
No, I know what you mean.
But just kind of what I think and see. And
well, you've been living here a long time, so you must have noticed changes like that.
And
you do notice things like that.
I'm very adaptable to heat and stuff like that, so that's not a problem, at least for me. But I know some people aren't, you know, and especially a lot of the tourists and foreigners that come over here. You know, a guy from UK, or I met some friends from Sweden over at Ban Kumpor, if you know what that is. And they would sit down, and all of a sudden they're just dripping sweat. And I'm going like, okay, you're a Scandinavian, or you coming from that area.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you can tell the people when they're not really adaptable to the climate.
Yeah, absolutely.
But you know, a lot of Europeans and stuff usually are.
That's a big factor for a lot of foreigners coming over here. The heat, I think, can affect them a lot.
Oh yeah. Like you're seeing the drop off now into the slow season.
Yeah.
They're slowly starting to filter back. You know, the hardcore digital nomads and stuff will tough it out. But people will go back, and then they'll come back, and which is okay. I don't mind that. I like the slow season. To me, I love the slow season here.
Best time of year for you?
Oh, it's really pleasant. You get, I won't say a lot of the riffraff, but you get rid of a lot of the people that just like, you know, you just see them when they're in town and stuff. They don't adhere to a lot of some of the polite rules and things like that on how to dress or stuff like that, which is okay, you know. But yeah, it slows down a lot, and it gets to be kind of like our town. I used to say our town because we live here all the time, and that's what you kind of like.
Yeah.
But yeah, I see changes like that.
You get a lot of different types of people living in Hua Hin, do you think?
I think it's a real eclectic mix. Yeah, you know, and a lot of them seem to be older. It's kind of seeming to be based like it's a retirement community in a certain way, kind of like where I was in Mexico, in southern Mexico, the community Huatulco in southern Oaxaca. It was basically a retirement community for like a lot of Canadians and stuff, because they would come down there for their 6 months off. Yeah. But they have to go back during the winter, during their summer, you know, to maintain their benefits and stuff. So I see a little bit like that, but yeah, it's okay though. It's not so bad. You just learn to adapt.
That's it. Have to adapt.
That's all it is. And if you can't adapt, it's difficult going to a different country and a different culture. Absolutely. Especially going from like a Western to an Asian. That difference can be remarkable to some people.
Yeah, especially the driving, eh?
Yeah.
What do you think about the driving over here? Because I noticed the Honda, the motorbike in the background, that's the one you ride.
Yeah.
How'd you find that?
Yeah, well, I've always been a dirt biker and stuff, and raced motocross, and my family invented the bell helmet and stuff like that. So, but I've always been that way. And so when I got my motorcycle, I thought, I'm going to get one, a dual sport, and then I like exploring. I've explored all over Thailand on that when I had my holidays, you know, from working and not teaching. Man, and driving to the village, I couldn't speak, but you just go in and you just meet the culture, and you just drive in and going off road and seeing these villages. That's what I love. That's what I love to do. And I did quite a bit of it on my 250.
Okay,
yeah. I'd never made it to Chiang Mai or Chiang Rai, but Loy and all those places and all those areas, I just really liked it.
Some beautiful areas, eh?
Yeah, I like adventure, you know. And even though I can't speak, you know, there's always, you know, visual and stuff that people pick up on.
Yeah, absolutely.
Universal languages.
Yeah, for sure.
And you learn that quickly. That's my baby. And then around town, it's the scooter, you know, so.
Oh, okay, they're both, you have the scooter too,
Yeah. And that's for the dog too. She jumps right on. She's scooter trained, so that makes it great for going any place. I stop in for something to eat and put the little leash on her and stuff. She's good by the motorcycle, and so we're good to go.
Sounds like you nearly turned Thai. You've been here that long.
Oh, yeah. And of course, my dog is from the Hua Hin Pet Association or whatever that gets all the strays and stuff like that. Yeah. And just, they're great people. Just great people.
And, you got your dog from there?
So, you know, just stuff like that, you know. I'm a pretty laid back guy, even coming from Southern California.
Do you miss anything from back home?
At this stage of life and at this stage in the whole world process, no.
No, nothing, eh?
I could never live back in Southern Cal, let alone any place. It's just, I think most people, you see that and you go like, no, that's hands off. Yeah. Hands off.
Do you go out at night at all? Do you go into town, or you just keep yourself to yourself at home here? Or?
I like to keep my desktop and stuff. I like to download my sports and stuff. So I watch hockey, of course, quite a bit, and American baseball, and of course football and stuff. But everything else, I like to stay on top of what's going on in the world. In the morning, I like to have the news that I downloaded from the night before. I have it with my coffee to see what happened or didn't happen.
Yeah.
So I like to see what's going on and then go out and I go explore or get out. Like whenever the low tide is, that's when we go to the beach so we can go running and all that type of stuff and jump in the water and stuff.
Yeah, it's
I'm
really
not
close to the beach, not too far from here.
no,
Yeah.
it was 500 meters to the road. Then you go down south to make it a little bit nicer, another kilometer or so.
Really,
and then
really
you're
close,
just like in heaven.
Yeah,
But,
no, you are really close here. That's what I noticed about the house. It's kind of a Thai style house, but it's
It is.
really nice.
No,
Really nice. And you've got quite a bit of garden behind us here. I'll put it
that's
on
what
the
I
camera
told him. I
now,
go, because
but-
I like growing vegetables and stuff like that, like I did in Mexico and stuff. Fruit trees, maybe stuff you can't get.
Yeah.
Back at my old house that I lived by Elephant Village, I chased down an avocado tree that came from Korat.
Okay.
So I had a avocado tree there, but then I left before it really started fruiting. But I like stuff like that. Now avocados are pretty common. You can get them any place.
Yeah.
But I like growing stuff and having fresh fruit and stuff
Nice.
like that. I like try to eat healthy, and this is a great place for it. Almost everything will grow here. Get a few plants and stuff and see how it goes, and then share them because I usually grow more than I can have, and I just give it away to my neighbors like I did in Mexico.
Yeah.
So that's what I look forward to. Just easy life to where you can still stay active and
So
healthy.
your day-to-day life's pretty simple, yeah?
Oh, yeah.
Nowadays, because you're not working now, you're fully retired,
No. And I always thought that was kind of weird because I know that was always in discussion that they say a lot of people retire here and a lot of them are retired teachers.
Yeah.
So make it easier for a retired teacher. They say, oh man, we would love to be teaching in the school or something, but they won't give us a work permit, when you have a retirement. I go, and I know that they were talking about doing that. I go, God, having retired teachers teaching English and stuff in all the schools at probably a discounted rate or whatever, or maybe even just for free, to let them just do it because they're interested. Thailand should jump on that, but they never did quite pass that rule or law to allow them to do that. And I thought that was really, really a misgiving. I really thought that's a really good take advantage of quality people that just want to help out. That just want to help out in the schools. But for whatever reason, they never seem to have passed it. So
I bet you met a lot of funny characters working in schools
oh yeah,
over the years, yeah? Can you remember any in particular?
I've met a whole bunch. I met my best friend, like I said, at the boys' school. But usually you find some people that just are a little less than serious, or they just don't do their prep work like they should.
Kind of here for a holiday, for fun, kind of not serious.
Yeah, they're making their 30,000 baht or whatever the minimum was back in those days. And, and they were there for the nightlife too, and that's just all it was. But, I really enjoyed it, working at Rangsit University with the uni students, and it's all about personality. Teachers can have all the paperwork they want, but if they don't have a personality,
absolutely,
that means nothing. But unfortunately, the hiring people, they look at paperwork. Well, what kind of diploma? What kind of degrees? What kind of... Yeah, but that
maybe changing a bit now, but maybe...
Maybe. I really don't know. But I really enjoyed it and did creative stuff, and especially with the medical faculties, I always tried to make them think, taking stuff off of like 60 Minutes or something about maybe some subject. Okay, let's watch this. Now I want you to tell me in your words on the essay, how would you do this if you were in a clinic in Isan? And a person came in with this type of thing or whatever, how would you deal with it? That's what you'll have to do. Yeah. And then and then they can't copy, and that's before AI and stuff. But I just wanted to see how they were really good students, especially the doctors. They went to the best schools, the best international schools, and they spoke better than me in most instances. But it's to make them critically think, and I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that a lot. And
miss it a bit.
Yeah, I miss it a bit, and a lot of them got to be good friends too. And helped me out on a few things with their fathers and stuff that were at various hospitals. But being able to test them in that regard rather than just, okay, hello, my name is Rick. No, get them up to that better level, and then you can really, really, kind of really tune them in. And I really enjoyed that. you know, and tried to be really creative in that way, you know. And, you know, for what it was back in those days, it's changed a lot now. It's too bad they won't let you have that option to include it on your retirement visa.
Yeah.
It's just too bad.
So you're on a retirement visa now, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And how was that? Pretty simple process? Or?
Yeah, it was really for me and stuff. Yeah. It was a no-brainer. Like I said, converting my Social Security is more difficult.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the retirement visa was pretty slam dunk as far as that goes. And and I had a really good helper with that. You know, they took care of everything. And Insight, she just was just the best, and renewed my driver's license. And I came back, like I said, before I actually applied and stuff. It was about last May, and then came back in December. And I had my license in my back. Oh, we can't do this because you're on a tourist visa, so we can't give you your new bank account. I go, well, here's my card. Oh, we canceled your card and we canceled everything. Yeah, well, I was gone. Okay, my driver's license has expired, but they go, okay, you got to go through the process. But she helped me out with all that, and so that worked out okay. But it was just pretty much a rehash of what I all did before.
Okay.
You know, because I was always, as a foreigner, you always want to be legal.
Yep.
No matter what it is. I know people skirt the issues and stuff. No, be legal. At least that's my philosophy. And as an American, I just go, let's be legal, abide by all the laws, do it the right way, and just take care of it in that respect. And I've always did it that way. Did it in Mexico the same way. Whatever it takes, go through the hoops. I like to believe everybody would do that, but now you see stuff in the news, it doesn't happen that way.
What piece of advice would you give to someone coming over here? Because you've been over here a long time. What piece of advice would you give to someone coming over here about how to adapt to the Thai culture, to Thai way of life over here?
You can look at a lot of things on YouTube because there's a gazillion things on there. But always keep in mind, just like keep those with a certain little bit of brevity because they all got their own attitude, kind of like you doing what you do. So keep in mind with that, but take it all in. I say just do your research on a number of different fronts. That's my best deal.
That's it. Yeah. I think just research the topic a lot, find out exactly and as much as you can about retirement over here, which a lot of my audience are kind of looking at coming over here to retire.
Oh yeah, I see the questions all the time. Oh yeah, you always see the point. Oh, well, we're thinking about coming over. We're thinking about retiring there. Okay, well, do your research, in different avenues and stuff.
Because definitely it's not for everyone, is it, Thailand?
No. God, no. And in some respects, I would think Vietnam might be. I think Vietnam is an amazing place. And
okay. You got any friends out there who are...
Yeah, I had a good hockey friend that was there. And in fact, he just passed away a little bit ago. Okay. I played with the hockey team in Bangkok.
Oh, really?
The Flying Pharangs.
Okay.
And I was an inline guy. Just a real quick thing. I was an inline guy, and I had all my inline stuff here because I used to skate around on my skates and stuff on sidewalks and stuff. And then when I got in with them and stuff, and they looked at me and they just go, and these are all Canadians and all the European guys that, if you know anything about the Bangkok hockey, it's big time now. But back in 2004, we just started, and that's when we had our first tournament. And they used to laugh at me. They look at the stuff and everything, and eventually, but it turned out to be, I met some great people, and still in touch with some of them.
Yeah.
And now inline is available now. They go, oh, they do inline. And I go, God, I would have taught them. Anyway, I coached them. Anyway, but just little things like that. I've seen the elevation of it. And now the hockey tournament in Bangkok, now when they have it in October, is just a gigantic Asian thing now. Everybody comes from all over. And it's really quite a spectacle. It's really pretty cool. They do that on Ramanine, I think, so...
you still go to Bangkok regularly or now? Or not now?
I never go to Bangkok.
No.
I just...
You don't seem like you go to the city often now.
It was fun when you first come here.
Yeah.
But then most all that stuff is all gone. They've completely gutted, and it reminds me of Singapore in many aspects, But no, it just doesn't hold that much interest for me now. I'm more of the nature, the outdoors, and all that. And I think that just comes with time, and education.
Yeah, a little bit older.
Yeah,
I think a little bit older. People want a bit more peace and a bit more quiet, a bit more nature.
Your interests change.
Yeah.
Your interests change. Anyway, at least for me, they do. So
what are your hobbies out here now then? Your hobbies are like running, you like?
Just being healthy. I try to eat really well because of the food, and exercise, go out and run every day. Bring my dog, she goes out. And
great place for running down on the beach here.
Oh my God,
beautiful,
it's incredible.
Yeah. But there are a few soy dogs around. I did notice when I went down there. A few soy dogs knocking around.
So yeah.
Is she okay with them? Yeah.
Oh yeah, she's so fast. I mean, she's only 4 months old.
Yeah.
But one dog came up and chased her and stuff, and she just took off. She goes like, So she looks forward to it every day.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a really good lifestyle. And my friend from Madrid wants to come back here, and we talked about a business or something. And being an American, I have that one caveat, which is the the treaty that we have after the Vietnam War, that you can have a corporation and stuff and not have a Thai partner. Okay, the Amity Treaty. And he goes, well, I go, Rick, because he's really into restaurants and stuff, and I go, come back and let's think about what we can do. We can do the thing, set it up, and and put in. So he goes, okay, well, he's a real Creole. So we'll see something like that maybe. Okay. And we'll just see what may develop, but something really just kind of nice and have just a little business of some sort.
I think living out here, you don't actually need much money to live here. It's quite cheap in this kind of area.
Yeah, it is. I mean, some of the houses are very nice. They do have their upscale people. But generally speaking, it's more all stuff like this that you might see. And there's so much open space. There's a lot of open space here, which is developer's dream. That's the sad part. But I think it's very nice. It'll be way in the future, but it'll be an eventuality,
What about spending per month? Can you tell us at all? Or
right now I'm pretty frugal until I know my Social Security kicks in. But I'm a shopper. I look at prices and stuff, and I shop on Lazada or Shopee. When I'm buying stuff for the house.
That's understandable. We all do that. Yeah, we all try to save money.
And I always compare. I used to compare it with Amazon when I was in Mexico, because Amazon was a pretty good price.
Yeah.
And I look at that, and then I would even take the stuff from Lazada, and I look at it right now. I'm looking at a convection oven, and I'm going like, well, okay, what do Amazon charge for the same one? And I look at that and see the comparisons. I would go, okay, yeah. So they're very cost comparative here, and Lazada I found is very, very good pricing. Very good price. Shopee's very close too, so because they're incompatible. But but little things like that. I'm always because I worked hard for my money and stuff, and I'm always curious, and even for food. Okay, who's having better sales? Sometimes Lotus. Go to Lotus after 6 p.m. and you see the price markdowns. Still good food, but they knocked it off in half. Okay, or something like that. You know what I mean? Not that I'm a miser or anything, but you like to eat well, let's just pay a little bit less or something like that, or even the vendors along the streets who has the cheaper mangoes, stuff like that, because mangoes are mangoes. But just little things like that. That's part of just being intuitive and keeping your brain working all the time, not turning into jello. That's what I look at. And so I don't know. I keep that all in perspective. Do
you want to talk about relationships or not really? Yeah.
Well, I don't mind. I mean, you
said you were divorced, eh? Did you come out here divorced or?
Okay, I'll try to make this as brief as possible.
Yeah.
I'm in Mexico. I've been there for a number of years. And just one day I was real bored. I still have my Thai-friendly thing and stuff. I go, oh, look at that. Everything is still there on Thai-friendly. And I was just perusing through it, and I'm just going, My house was for sale at that time. I'd still planned I was coming back. So it was just, the sale was Remax and Century 21 were just too, and they don't like lowering prices because, anyway. So, and I came across this one woman and just her smile and her eyes. And she lives in Sisaket. In fact, she's there right now. She just went back yesterday. And I I just happened to see your eyes and smile. I just sent a quick thing. I love it. She goes, my God, nobody ever sends me a message. We became friends. One thing led to another, and we just really connected. And we pretty much fell in love, okay? And da 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 da. And even we committed ourselves. And then I came here for a month in November, last November. So I came here for a month. She came out, met her at the train station in Hua Hin, and took the video of her just walking down. The best video of my life was meeting her for that first time. And then we stayed in Kota Kiev, and we just hit it off. It was just like magic. It was just like, and it was just the best. And then after that, we left, and I even got a tattoo. We got married, and but we were committed. And then I went back, and then I came back in November to December, and then we actually got married legally. Did all the paperwork, and that was such a fiasco through the embassy. Why do you need a document to say that you're single? Are you going to explore all my records in California to check? No, they don't. So what does it? Anyway, so we're married and stuff. But then, we had a little bit of falling out over the phone and stuff. And I think very negligible, but then it really kind of set her off for whatever reason. And then when I came back this last time, about 2 months ago, she goes, I'd rather that, you find a house for yourself and not for both of us. And I go, okay. And then about a week later, by the way, I've filed for divorce. I go, seriously, just over we had a disagreement on shopping. It was just some shopping stuff. And I go, okay. I go, really? You want to really do this? Seriously? Well, you're divorcing me. I'm not divorcing you. So now I've been trying to win her heart back for a month or so. But I don't know if it was working. But anyway, and now she's in Sisaket and selling some land.
Okay, so we're not sure yet.
I still hope, I'm still holding out, because I still feel the same way on December 2nd when we got married, that it's the same thing. I have my pictures, I posted them on Facebook and stuff. And even my buddy from Madrid, he's really a character. We have a wild sense of humor. He took an image of Tom Cruise and he put it on my picture. And, you don't take any pictures at the Ampur. You just stand there in front of the sign with your little red marriage document. You know what that is. Most people, if anybody's watching, they know what that is. And he put Tom Cruise in right beside me. And I'd already sent pictures to all my friends and family and stuff. And I go like this. And they all saw that picture. They go like, oh my God, really? Go, yeah, he was there doing a part filming on one of his new movies. Okay? And they don't know. They didn't check and stuff. But I have that and stuff. But so that was kind of a joke that I still keep that. I think that's kind of cool. It really looks really kind of good. But anyway, so I still hope she'll come back maybe, and because she was working right here in town at Twisted Mango. And but if her land sells and stuff like that, but hopefully maybe we can work it out. I go like, hey, I imagined us living in this house together, but in my life, only one other person in my life was my son's mom, and that was a whole different. But I've never been that serious with a woman, that we hit it off.
Yeah.
You just have that eclectic mix that just doesn't come very often. And at least for me, it hasn't. So anyway, I feel positive, but I've been wrong before.
Oh, I hope
that's a short story.
I hope it works out for you, Rick. I really do.
Sorry to delve into that.
Okay, I think we'll leave it there today, Rick. Thanks so much for...
Not a problem.
Yeah,
not
chatting.
a problem.
Okay. And nice to meet you. And
probably one of a million stories that you probably heard or seen. I know I have. And, anybody you meet and talk with, they all got their own little twist.
All right. Thanks, Rick. Take care, mate.
You betcha, man.
All right.
Thanks for the time.